Hey, what is up guys? Welcome to Tokenomics. Today I'm going to be covering Human Protocol, an ICO just announced on Coinlist on June 9th. The sale will be June 17th. Before I get started, this obviously is not financial advice. It's for educational and entertainment purposes, but if you do want financial advice, sign up to the crypto.com link in the description because you get $25 free and it takes 2 minutes, so I don't think I'll get in too much trouble for that. So yeah, let's get stuck right into this. First of all, just to say, this is not what we normally see on Coinlist, right? I mean, usually there's quite a lead time up to these projects and allow hype to build and people to get excited and people to learn about the project. This was announced only yesterday morning and the sale is just 8 days away from when the sale was announced. So just, yeah, a little concerning there right off the bat that all of a sudden they're trying to line these up between this and Swarm and Affinity, which we covered in a video as well, but is obviously... well, yeah, you can check out our video on Affinity if you want to look at it. We like that project a lot. So in terms of what they do, right, let's start off with proven application. So the proven application that they refer to here is their HCAPTCHA device, which replaces reCAPTCHA. It's been taken on by Cloudflare, who use it on, I think, 15% of the world's websites. So that is, a huge deal, but not actually part of this project as I understand it. And instead of going into empowers workforces and supports global job markets, I'll go into a chat that I had because I had trouble understanding that. So obviously did what we do, went into the Telegram, dug deeper, went the extra mile for you guys. If you guys want to go the extra mile for us, click the like button. It takes like a second and helps us out a lot in terms of getting our videos seen and getting up the algo. And if you want to subscribe. So you guys create AI that can do monotonous tasks that then reduce the workload on humans. No, essentially. We create a marketplace to train AIs. For an AI or machine learning to actually learn, it needs to be taught by humans. Okay, so let's think of an example of this, right? Let's say that you're shopping online and obviously your data is being stored and saved. And the AI or whatever wants to know what kind of runners, let's say I'm wearing a DC t-shirt today, right? They want to know what kind of runners I might like. So if they see I've looked at a pair of DC runners, AI doesn't know what runners kind of look like DC runners necessarily, or they may be able to look at the measurements or stuff like that. I don't know, but they certainly don't know what style. AI doesn't know style, but a human can teach AI what kind of runners a person that wears, let's say, a pair of DCs might like, right? So that takes human effort to teach the AI, and then the AI can go off and do its job. So what they're saying is through blockchain, we're able to amplify by orders of magnitude the quantity and quality of data labeling not possible with other systems. So straight away, I felt like, oh, okay, I thought this was AI, but actually I was like, is it AI? So thanks. Are you writing software to make this learning possible, or is that going to be done by the companies who require the work? The companies only provide data sets they require to be validated and offer a bounty or reward through HMT tokens. So these HMT tokens, their protocol is built on the Ethereum network. So in terms of that side of things, it's not exactly revolutionary. It's just a layer 2 solution. And I said, so are you guys designing AI for these tasks at all? Because when you see the funding later, there's going to be quite a lot of funding going into this, and one way that I had understood it at the start was, oh, okay, well, if you're building AI, like, Jesus, that must be costly. So obviously it requires a lot of funding, but a marketplace in my head maybe not so much. So I was like, are you building a place where the companies and people with the required skills to build and farm out the AI can connect? That's the logic, yes. Okay, so you're building an online marketplace and not AI. And then I asked, so are the funds being used to build an exchange then? And not in the traditional way I think of exchanges. So originally I was going to say a DEX, but if these guys are at the center of it, what they're building essentially is companies can come and they will bring projects that they need done, that they need their AI taught to do. And I guess they will bring the AI with them, right? And then humans will have to put in the hours to teach the AI what it needs to be taught. And then they will be compensated in these HMT ERC20 tokens for the work they do teaching the AI. And these guys just provide a marketplace for those transactions to happen and to put the companies in touch with the people who want to teach the AI. And then so obviously a couple of people, when it was mentioned it built on Ethereum, was like, oh really, it's just a layer 2 Ethereum? And we're told, oh, but the magic really happens under the hood. And so I asked what the magic was, and it's creating the world's largest workforce. Imagine Upwork on steroids. So yeah, we'll go into the valuation in a minute, but at those numbers, I don't think I should have to imagine very much. So pulling these together, right, there was a pre-sale in June 2018, 10.6 million raised at, and the second number is the valuation of the company at that time. So let's walk through this. 2018 pre-sale valued at 45.5 million, right? At that stage, they sold, I'll actually pull this up for you guys. At that stage, because I was just asking this in the Telegram, they sold 23.2% of tokens. The strategic sale then, 2.5 million raised at 100 million valuation. So in those intervening 2 years, they have more than doubled in value. But there's a couple of years in there, so okay, fair enough. At the next round, they sold 2.5 million tokens at 100 million valuation, so 2.5%. And then in the final round, they raised 22 million at a $250 million valuation, right? So from here to here, they more than doubled from 2018 to 2020. From 2020 to 2021, they've gone 2.5x. And from April to now, as we will work out in this chart, where they're selling 100 million tokens at 50 cents, so they're raising 50 million there. And they're raising they're selling 20 million tokens at 75 cents. They're raising 15 million there. So they're raising 65 million in exchange for just 12% of their total supply. So if you multiply that 65 million by 8, you get 520 million. I know it's a little more. So we've gone from 45 million in 2018 to 100 million in 2020 to 250 million in April 2021 to 520 million plus in June 2021, which is again a bit of a red flag for me personally. And yeah, so what also was troubling me as well was that if you look at these three sales, right, the number we come to is that 34.5% of the tokens have been sold. If we go to the token distribution and we look at pre-sale contributions and purchasers, I don't know what purchasers it is really. There was not great detail on any of this, and is another reason I kind of feel this project is ill prepared for an ICO. You know, the technology and everything else is one thing, but if you can't get your ducks in a row to give the people who are potential investors basic information about the site, and I don't even mean just in this Coinlist stage, I've been asking the same questions in Telegram again and again, and I can't get a straight answer because they don't know, and they don't have anyone in there who does know, which is another red flag for me. But anyway, we can see straight away these pre-sale contributors and purchasers add up to 27%, and as I said, 34.5% is what was raised in the pre-Coinlist sales. So those two numbers do not equate. The only place I could possibly see it going, because none of these other places make sense, would be that they actually sold to strategic partners. But you know what? If you sold to strategic partners, then that is still something that should be put into a pre-sale or a strategic sale segment. Strategic partners sounds like these are tokens that were almost given away in order to further the goals of a network, a la the kind of foundation endowment tokens that we see in other projects. So yeah, and I've been asking this question again and again in Telegram, like, why don't these numbers equate to these? And one lad in there, Gus the accountant, fair play to him, he doesn't work for them or anything, but his best guess is it's in strategic partners, and I agree with him. But at a $520 million valuation, fully diluted, and over $100 million being raised after this Coinlist sale, why should we have to guess what the token distribution is? And as we get on to guessing, I mean, look at this graph. It's a joke. What the hell am I supposed to be able to tell from that? The one thing I'll say is, like, you see, I don't even know. That looks like it's about 9 months. So after 9 months, the circulating supply really starts to climb up to, what does that even say? Like, it's so blurry, I can't even read it. You know what I mean? And the above graphs based on data as of May 19th. So does that mean they're subject to change? That's another concern for me. These are just general use cases, I guess, for the human blockchain, but these are not things that they'll be doing themselves. As we say, they just are providing a marketplace. They are not actually doing these things. They'll need to encourage people to come on and build these things, or the companies will need to come with their own AI ready to go. We don't know. Like, there's, and here we go, we can see. So if you look at 2018 beta of the first human app, or capture, so that human or capture does run on human. But obviously, like, owning the human token will not allow you to partake in the money being earned by HCapture being used on Cloudflare. So, you know, we can see like a lot of things happen between here, you know, but basically we've looked at from April 2021 to June 2021, we've looked at the project going from 250 million to 520 plus. So yeah, just that is concerning for me. I'm not going to waffle on for ages. I've kind of highlighted my concerns about the project. I asked what it is, and I understand that. If you enjoy the content, again, please do subscribe. We really do try to go the extra mile and find out as much as we can. In this case, I was very disappointed by what I found out on Telegram. And, you know, I tried my best, did my best, but unfortunately the answers I got were not of sufficient quality to lead me to have confidence in this as somewhere I wanted to put my money. But it's not financial advice. If you feel differently, you know what to do. Sign up on Coinlist. All right, guys. Cheers. Appreciate it. Bye bye.